Good morning, second period. We are going to begin session 10, which is a mini lesson. Today is week 6, day 4. It's Thursday, May 7th. We are going to focus on using common literary themes to think more deeply about group issues in a text. Readers, last night when I was driving home and a song came on the radio, it was the song All You Need Is Love by the Beatles. For the rest of the evening, I had that chorus stuck in my head. But that's kind of the genius of great pop songs. The words are likely not that complicated, but somehow they cut deep. They are meaningful over and over again. You could say that there are themes in literature that are this way. They're simple in form, but their meaning is deep. For example, when we took a deep study of character, we came to this theme after studying a video with a girl who seemed to think who changed herself in order to get her guy. It's hard to be yourself. Right now, let's brainstorm more of these. Think about it. What are some common themes that come up again and again about life, about love, about obstacles, about change? So, all you need is love. It's hard to be yourself. Even when things are tough, you have to keep trying. Change is hard, but unavoidable. Today, I want to teach you that when we consider simple but common themes from literature and song, we can come to new insights about the issues groups are facing in stories and in life. We can consider what parts of the story support a simple theme and what parts talk back to it. When you've learned about theme before, you've probably practiced reading to figure out themes. I've heard a lot of you already thinking about possible themes you've noticed in your books. But what is also helpful as a reader is to try the opposite, to use common themes to think differently about the characters and the issues in your books. Let's try this with All You Need Is Love. If we think about those words and then we think about Francisco and what he's dealing with in Inside Out, think with me quietly. Wow, do you feel new ideas are coming to mind? I do. I hadn't thought about love in Francisco's life yet, but of course, that's so important. When I think about him wearing his father's hat, even though his brother says not to, it's so clear how much he feels for his family, and that probably makes a big difference to him on that bus, even when it's so scary and unfamiliar. We can also push back against the simple theme because while the love of his family makes a difference, I'm not sure it's all he needs. He still is on that bus getting a headache because he doesn't understand the language and around him, feeling anxious about the school day that is to come. Sometimes it can feel like love isn't enough. Readers, do you see how quickly I was able to have a whole new idea about Francisco and also the issue of being new and not fitting in? Thinking about a simple theme can do that. We can think, how does this story support this theme? And what parts of the story talk back to it? Let's try this again. This time, let's also think about Francisco and Inside Out, but let's take up a different simple theme. It's hard to be yourself. So think about what new you can grow because you are trying out this theme. So here are some tips. Don't forget to push yourself for evidence or remind yourself to be specific. Don't just say what parts of the story support or go against the theme. Explain how. It might seem at first like the story only fits with one side of the theme statement. Either it goes against it or it supports it. In this case, the story seems to support this theme that it's hard to be yourself, but push yourself to try on both sides. Are there ways the story goes against the idea that it's hard to be yourself? In other words, are there times when the characters seem happy and comfortable in their skin when being themselves isn't hard? You might also try on the theme using a couple of different characters to see how that plays out. Certainly, it's not too hard to think about how it's hard to be yourself relates to Francisco and Roberto, but what if you tried on that theme connected to Arthur, who doesn't play with Francisco when the teacher is around, or even Miss Scalapino? I bet you could come up with some really insightful thinking. Readers, today feels like one of those days when your thinking really turned a corner. You took a simple theme statement, in this case, it's hard to be yourself, and you thought about how it relates to Inside Out as a way to unpack some fresh new thinking. I could almost see the ahas zinging around the room if we were all together as you were thinking. This is interesting, engaging work, and it will serve you well throughout your lives as readers and as analyzers of movies, art, songs, and other kinds of media. Readers, today you'll have time to read and think about and pay attention to the new parts in the book that you're reading. Many of you will want to dig into this theme work right away, I'm sure. You might also continue to track for power differences and to think more about the group issues your characters are facing. With these kinds of issues, they're likely not brand new by the time you're in the middle of your book. Instead, they just take on new tones or shift in how they are affecting characters. It will be interesting to see how this theme work will add to your thinking and your conversations about these issues. I've added a new bullet to our anchor chart to summarize your learning today. So analyze how common themes fit or don't fit with stories to get new insights in group-related issues. So here are some thought prompts to grow ideas about them because you're going to be writing long today. So here are some themes. A possible theme that might connect to the story is um, one way the theme connects is the theme is true for the part of the book character because the theme is not really true for the part of the book character because, on the other hand, for example, this event from the novel connects to the theme because some evidence of this theme is I'm leaning toward the conclusion that. So these are all different thought prompts that can grow your ideas about themes. All right, so your task for today is to read chapters 23 and 24 from The Serpent King. You're going to select a theme that is present in The Serpent King, and you're going to write long on it as it is applied in The Serpent King. The assignment is posted in Google Classroom, and that'll be explained for you a little further. But you're going to select a theme, you're going to write long, and it's going to be about The Serpent King. I hope you have a great day.